The thing that really strikes me when people criticize rural Americans for not voting in their interests, they're voting in the interest of being heard for their values and their dignity. And I think that's something that has been really eroded over the past several decades.
I think rural folks get the sense that policymakers are not really protecting their interests during those policy decisions. They want their communities to be strong, thriving, sustained over time. They don't see that happening. And so those are the interests, I think, that they're making their vote, they're casting their votes on. If we're talking about economics, I think those are the economic interests that really animate them.
When it comes to these core sets of ideas about what it means to be rural, so not policy issues, not who you're going to vote for, but like, what does rural mean to you, and how are rural people treated? This idea of a sort of national rural identity. Again, I was kind of expecting to find more caveats than I did, but rural people everywhere are telling themselves a very similar story about where our culture is and where our politics is, even though it manifests in very place-specific ways.
I'm reminded of Richard Neustadt's observation that the greatest power of the presidency is actually the power to communicate. And if you can't communicate, or if your communication is defective or doesn't pay attention, then you're probably going to lose a lot of voters.
There's an economic problem of rurality, there's a social problem of rurality, but really what we're discussing is a political problem. And other countries, they do things differently there. And the rural and urban divide in public opinion and economic inequality, it has not roiled their political systems as much.